Coming up, an update on Pullman Airport construction, the changes you can expect moving forward.
And what the Department of Justice is telling us about a recent breach in national security.
The individual they recruited was actually a double agent working on behalf of the FBI.
Those stories and more right now on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good afternoon, I'm DJ Rodman.
And I'm Albert James. Thanks so much for joining us for Murrow News 8.
Our top story this afternoon is right here in Pullman. For months, the city has been planning to add some interesting features to the Pullman Airport. Murrow News 8 reporter Aaron Monson has the story.
Thank you, DJ. If you've flown into Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport before, you know that it's just one terminal, it's very small, and only one plane can take off at a time. But that's looking to change here in the near future. The current terminal at Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport is only 8,000 square feet, and that will be upgraded to over 40,000 square feet in total, with 3 gates, a restaurant, a bar, over 400 parking spots, and rental car spots. Executive Director of Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport, Tony Bean, said it should be up and running by December 2023, so you can expect a lot more people flying in and out of Pullman right around then. DJ, back to you.
Thank you, Aaron. Another thing that a lot of people around campus are excited about is that huge Seahawk win from yesterday. Alex, how is the community feeling today?
The community is feeling good, DJ. You know, some people are surprised with how the Seahawks are doing and others aren't. After yesterday's game, it seems like a lot of students have more faith in the team and coaching. I went into the Cub earlier to ask people what they thought about the team's impressive start and quarterback Geno Smith. Here's what they had to say.
Honestly, I thought they were going to be pretty garbage.
I didn't think they were going to be that good.
Geno, I think Geno's doing well right now.
I believed in Geno after the first game.
He's really showing up and showing out, so I'm really surprised.
Later, I'll give an update on injuries during yesterday's game, and we'll hear from head coach Pete Carroll.
In national news today, there was a press conference held this morning discussing the alleged tampering of confidential information about a criminal case. Attorney General Merrick Garland spoke about the national security issue. This is what he had to say.
I said we would leave no stone unturned. That is a promise we are keeping.
The Department of Justice is saying that 13 alleged Chinese spies are being charged for unlawfully exerting influence in the United States. More can be found online through the YouTube channel Washington Post. Staying in national news, we are seeing more and more RSV or respiratory syncytial virus infections throughout the country. As you look on your screen here, almost all children before the age of 2 can catch it. Adults who catch it only see mild symptoms. Elderly or adults with chronic heart or lung disease or a weakened immune system can potentially see life-threatening symptoms. Symptoms include a common cold, runny nose, loss of appetite, coughing, sneezing, fever, and wheezing. If you think you are sick and can stop the spread of bacteria, and be careful around people who may be sick. Just this morning, we got an update on the George Floyd case. Former Minneapolis police officer J. Alexander King pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter for the death of George Floyd. By pleading guilty to the state charges, King avoided a charge of aiding and abetting second-degree unintentional murder levied against him. Back here closer to home, candidates for U.S. Senate faced off in their first debate of the season.
Senator Murray, you're not the mom in tennis shoes anymore. It's been 30 years. You've become a career politician.
I feel like I'm listening to Mitch McConnell on the Senate floor, so let me take a breath.
Democratic incumbent Patty Murray and Republican challenger Tiffany Smiley faced off for 60 minutes, highlighting their differences on topics like abortion, inflation, and crime. If you missed the debate, you can find it on KSPS's YouTube channel. Their next debate is a town hall in Seattle on Sunday. Election Day is Tuesday, November 8th.
And what was supposed to be a financial relief for many struggling students has been put on pause. When you know to prepare for this.
And find out what college kids can do to help with an overwhelming schedule next on Murrow News 8.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
If you are a student, there's a good chance you want to pay attention. Biden's student relief plan is coming to a halt. The plan was first opened 1 week ago from today and is already being shut down. If you take a look at the timeline on your screen, the plan was announced on August 24th of this year. The plan took effect on October 17th, then was halted today. Only time will tell if students can take that sigh of relief again. The closer you get to graduation, the heavier your workload gets. Some students are struggling with how to handle it. Murrow News 8 reporter Noah Boelter has some answers.
Lena is stressed out.
I'm just really afraid that I would burn out.
She is a senior at WSU that says that her workload is too much for her right now.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
But Lena isn't the only one who says they have a heavy workload.
It's pretty heavy.
Joe is busy.
So I have 3 of my core engineering classes, right? Some of them take me about 2 hours. Some of them take me. On top of that, I also have honors, as I'm in the honors. About 2 essays due.
He says that he signed up for a volleyball class because he didn't want to deal with more homework and exams.
So it's nice to get out there and relieve some of that stress.
Both Joe and Lena struggle to find motivation for work that they don't enjoy.
He's like, is this even necessary?
If you're worried about having too much homework, you might just need to change the scenery.
This gives me a place to slow down and be present and interact with other people.
The director of PE classes says that they are built for students to enjoy.
They can expect that they will have a lot of fun in that class.
For those that don't like physical activity, getting ahead on your work or chatting with friends can help relieve stress. But for those that do,
that sounds like a wonderful class.
Signing up for one of many different PE classes could be a good idea.
I would definitely take it, personally.
In Pullman, I'm Noah Boelter.
Well, if you were on campus earlier today, you might have been surprised by a snowfall not on the forecast. Here's a look at what we saw from outside our newsroom today. Jonah Oakleaf, what should we expect to see for the rest of the week?
Thank you so much, Albert. Yes, that early snowfall was very surprising, especially because we were in the high 80s as recently as last week. But for the rest of the day, that snow will not be returning and we'll just see more rainy weather. Now, continuing to tomorrow, that rain is going to persist. So you're going to want to bring a raincoat, umbrella. You're not going to want to do what I did, which was bring nothing and get caught on the way to class and get soaked. Your shoes get squishy. Do not do that. Trust me, it's not fun. Now going to the state map here. Looks like on the eastern side, we see mostly rainy conditions, just like we're experiencing here in Pullman. But when you go to Seattle, that does change with some light sunny weather. That will be changing later this week, though, so keep that in mind. For the 5-day forecast, again, it's going to be mostly rainy until we reach this weekend. Important thing to remember, it's not up here, but it might snow on Wednesday, so just keep that in mind. We might see a little more of that. That's all I have for weather. Back to you all at the desk.
Thank you, Jonah. Well, as we discussed, the Seahawks came to play yesterday. Here, Pete Carroll said about their winning performance that put them atop the NFC West.
And an announcement from WSU Volleyball from just minutes ago. Next on Murrow News 8.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man who gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
This just in, volleyball coach Burdette Greeny just announced in a video that he's been diagnosed with cancer. WSU Volleyball posted the video, and here's what he had to say.
Chemotherapy on Monday. I've already had 2 surgeries. My plan is to keep on coaching through the end of the year.
Greeny says the team knew about the diagnosis for about a week. He told his daughters not to worry and that their dad is going to be okay. The announcement comes after a successful weekend against Cougar Volleyball's matchups against the Arizona schools. The Cougs brought their strongest offense in the 4th set Friday night. Katie Ryan had 5 of her 13 kills without a single attack error. They ended the last set 16-14. This matchup also brought head coach Jen Greeny her 200th win as head coach at WSU. In yesterday's matchup, the Cougs captured all 3 sets against the Sun Devils. In the first, they had 18 kills and only a single attack error to start the match. Their efficiency dropped off a bit in the 3rd set, but they still pulled through, ending the last set 25-21. The Cougs take on Stanford at 7 Friday night. They last played Stanford on October 2nd, losing 3 out of 4 sets. Stanford is coming into the match with 8 straight wins. It's going to be a tough matchup. And WSU soccer took on the Arizona Wildcats at the lower soccer field yesterday. The teams walked away with a 0-0 score. The first half saw no goals for either side. In the second half, things got physical. 6 yellow cards were issued, with 4 going to Arizona. The Cougs play UCLA at 7 tonight. Their last victory against UCLA came in 2018, 1-0. And we're back with more Seahawks. The Seahawks sustained a few injuries at SoFi Stadium yesterday. Special teams captain Nick Bellor and right guard Phil Haynes both left with concussions. Receiver DK Metcalf went out with a knee injury.
Yeah, I don't know that about when he can get back. I don't really even have a clue on that one. He's in his mind, he wants to try to practice Wednesday.
The Seahawks play the 6-1 Giants next at 1:25 this Sunday. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Alex. With Halloween just 1 week away, find out some of the most popular costumes of 2022.
Is your costume popular enough to make the list? We'll tell you next.
CNN just made a list of the most popular Halloween costumes coming up this year, with top 3 costumes are a witch at number 1, Spider-Man number 2, and a dinosaur coming in at number 3. Speaking of costumes, everyone has a tease for their costumes this year. As you can see, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, so we can't show you right now. But
looks like it.
What do you guys got?
I mean, I have a sign that says sorry, and that's all I'm going to say
Disappointing.
about it. And that's actually, and we're going to have to end it there. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a good night.